Hello everyone, it's your favorite host, Anna. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different than my usual topics. It has recently been brought up to my attention, the increasing water crisis in Ethiopia. I think it is common knowledge that the amount of clean drinking water is decreasing around the world. We have all seen the news articles, we have all seen the social media campaigns, but I do not believe we all understand how truly awful this crisis is. Even when certain people understand the depth of this problem, they often think that they cannot do anything about it or should not do anything since there are other organizations and people who are trying to help, when in reality, this is not entirely true. So today I will be explaining everything you need to know about this country's water crisis. Today we have a very special guest, my mom. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Joanna and I'm Anna's mom.
Okay, well I'm going to ask you one question and after that you can ask me as many questions as you want.
Okay, go for it.
Is there anything you know about Ethiopia or Ethiopia's water crisis?
I've heard there are some water issues there, but apart from that, I know nothing.
Well, this is great for the podcast's sake.
I guess it is. Well, Anna, this is a cause I really want to learn about because not a lot of people talk about it. And if it really is as bad as you describe it, I think I should get more media coverage.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Well, let's get started.
Oh, that would be great. Now, why don't you talk to me about the root of the problem? Give me an overview of the problem.
So, I truly believe that the water crisis in Ethiopia has become more of a health crisis, and I don't think people talk about that enough. Whenever you hear a water crisis, the first thing you think about is people not being able to use water because there isn't any, when in reality, that's not 100% true. There is water, it's just not clean and usable, and this becomes a problem when people start getting sick. Let me give you a couple numbers and you tell me how crazy this is. More than 30% of Ethiopia's population lack access to clean water, and more than twice that many, which is about 62 million people, have limited access to sanitation facilities such as toilets. Now, this is where the crisis becomes a health crisis because these deprived conditions help spread illnesses such as cholera, typhoid, polio, hepatitis A, and other types of bacteria that ultimately make people dehydrated.
Oh, that's absolutely crazy.
I know, right? And get this, if people actually had access to clean water and sanitation facilities, the annual death toll from disease connected to hygiene, water, and sanitation may be cut by a significant amount. And the thing is that it's not only affecting grown adults, but it's affecting children's growth and development. One of the main causes of child mortality in Ethiopia is brought on by dehydration, which is caused by bugs in the water.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was that bad. This is devastating. The poor children lose control of a situation they know nothing about it. Do you know if there is any specific organizations that are helping?
Some of the biggest organizations trying to help Ethiopia are World Vision and Water.org, but unfortunately, despite their best efforts, these groups are not a remedy for Ethiopia's issues. And this is because the Ethiopian government thought that by taking matters into their own hands, they might stop the negative attention towards their country after a catastrophic drought in 2008 made Ethiopia's problems publicly known. In 2009, the Ethiopian parliament decided to enact a new law that would regulate foreign assistance agencies and charities that entered the country. Several organizations like World Vision and Water.org found it challenging to enter the country and formally provide the Ethiopian people with access to water and sanitary facilities as a result of this new legislation. These organizations would provide sanitary practices, buildings, and water sources such as wells and irrigation systems to enable the changes to be maintained and developed for years to come. These are things Ethiopia struggles with providing to its citizens due to their economic issues.
Oh, Anna, that's crazy.
I know. The Ethiopian government should start investing more funds and resources in these areas to aid in solving their nation's challenges. But in recent years, they have either been unable to do so or have shown a reluctance to fully commit doing so. Ethiopia must be given resources for water management and water sanitation. Regardless of who takes action, I think it's ridiculous that they will not allow organizations to help. If the Ethiopian government permitted them to re-enter the nation without oppressive rules and processes, organizations like World Vision and Water.org could assist hundreds or possibly thousands of people. These charities will be able to set up water management systems and teach Ethiopians how to operate and maintain them, which will be beneficial in the long run.
Oh, that's true, Anna. I understand that that's difficult to find solutions for this problem, especially with this law the Ethiopian government has made. But do you have any ideas on what can be done?
I've actually been doing some research on this, and I found an affordable solution that some other countries have started using. It's called the drinkable book. So researchers from Carnegie Mellon University created this filtration system in collaboration with a nonprofit organization called Water is Life. Every page of the book contains basic facts about water and sanitation, such as the significance of keeping contaminants like trash and excrement away from water, which is often unknown in developing countries. A hardcover book with thick pages and antibacterial silver nanoparticles acts as the water purification system. Disease-causing microorganisms create silver ions when in contact with silver nanoparticles, leaving them inactive. These particles, which were tested in a field in 5 different countries, removed 99.9% of germs that cause waterborne illnesses like typhoid, hepatitis, and E. coli. They also include a brief water safety warning that is engraved on them. It gives directions on how to purify your drinking water and explains what you should do it. In order to clean the water, the user adds water to the corresponding costume filter box, cuts a page from the book, inserts it into the correct slot, and slides the page into position. The time it takes to complete this process depends on how many particles are in the water. One of these filters can purify up to 26 gallons of water. Thus, at that rate, one filter functions. This 25-page book can purify enough water for one person to last about 4 years. The drinkable book's purified water has no disagreeable taste, in contrast to other water purification techniques that involve chemicals like chlorine and iodine. The filter is portable and easy to use. Despite the fact that the book's pricing has not been yet determined, Water is Life requests a donation of $50.
That's amazing solution. Is Ethiopia using it?
No, a lot of other African countries that are dealing with a similar crisis have started using it, but due to Ethiopia's crazy law, they refuse to accept help.
Wow, tell me more about this book.
The success of the drinkable book is largely contributed to silver nanoparticles' ability to combat microorganisms. Particles made of silver atoms are known as silver nanoparticles. Due to their incredibly small size, nanoparticles have a surface area that is greater than their volume. In reality, the expanded surface area of this silver nanoparticle makes it simple for it to interact with other particles and improves its capabilities. For instance, it increases their effectiveness against pathogens. Due to its effect, 1 gram of silver nanoparticles will be enough to impact antibacterial properties to 100 square meters of material. It's unclear exactly how silver interacts with microorganisms. However, positively charged silver ions have been found to have an antibacterial effect.
That's amazing.
I know, and get this, all studies done on this have come to the conclusion that silver ions cause death by rupturing bacterial membranes and wreaking havoc once inside. They attach to essential cell components like DNA, preventing the bacterium from performing even the most basic functions. Their high surface area to volume ratio and nanoscale size both contribute to their effectiveness.
Oh, do you think that there is any way this solution could improve?
I honestly think that in a scientific level, this is the perfect solution. It's creative and effective. I honestly think there are 2 problems, but they have nothing to do with the book itself. One of the problems is advertising this product. We need more people to be aware of this book. And I think the best way to tell people about this is through social media. I think influencers need to, for once, inform people about an important cause that's affecting millions of others. The other problem I see is letting these nonprofit organizations help Ethiopia. I don't know how to solve this one. I think more news outlets should talk about this law. I honestly think that nowadays people have so much more power to persuade governments into agreeing to be more flexible with their laws that if a movement were to be started, I think Ethiopia would rethink this law. I also believe that if organizations start to slowly introduce this book to Ethiopia's population and the government sees an improvement with the crisis, they would ultimately agree to let these organizations in and give out the books for as long as possible.
I totally agree with you, Anna. You have provided me with all the information I needed, and you have convinced me to donate and do my best to help Ethiopia.
That's amazing. Well, that's all I have for today's podcast. Thank you for listening, and I hope you're encouraged to help the cause. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.